Hey everybody, I want to do a quick review on my Cylon Basestar from Battlestar Galactica. This is the art on the box that came with it. This is a 1979 issue that I got on eBay, and the box was in pretty bad shape, but the model itself came in sealed in bags and came with the instructions as well. It's a very simple kit to assemble. And I remember seeing these at the model shop way many moons ago, and there were a few that were always on the shelf that had some crushed boxes, and believe me, I wish I would have bought a couple back then, but I got this at a decent price. You can find these on eBay for around $50 shipped, although if you need to have one now, you'll probably spend $75 or $100. But if you're patient, you look around, you can probably pick one up for between $40 and $50, 50 being typical, with a crappy box, but all parts intact. So this model's pretty cool. Very easy to assemble. It's basically two saucer parts, and then these parts here that you put on, both the top and the bottom, and then these saucer parts you put one on top of the other. After you put these two parts here and these two parts together, then these two parts come together as well. So the real tricky part is where they meet, that seam. It's not perfect. You're gonna have to do some sanding or some filling, and it's kind of hard because you're in a void here that's kind of hard to reach with special tools. I was able to use my my putty dispenser that has a pretty long nozzle, and I was able to reach in there, because when you put these together, you're going to get a combination of voids. You're going to get some voids in the seams, and then you're going to get some press out on the glue when you put them together. So using putty with a long reach, I was able to go, put it in that way, and then use a brush with a little bit of water on this type of putty. It's a Vallejo putty. When you put water in it, it spreads out a little bit. I was able to smooth it out, and then when I painted over it, it looked really good. The color I chose, because I went through a bunch of colors on this one. I tried gunmetal. It came in silver. I tried gunmetal. I tried dark gray. I tried sky gray. Nothing really looked that great, but then I finally tried Vallejo. If I can zoom in, USAF, United States Air Force light gray, and this to me seemed to be the color closest to what I've been able to find on the internet and what I remember. Because it's it's kind of dark in space, and they never really lit this up that well, but it's sort of a light gray, and that's kind of boring, unfortunately, but that's what it is. I might do some highlights, but the fact that I did several layers of paint, I have some shading here, and also I primed this in black, so I think that also helped give me some areas that are darker than others, so that's pretty neat. Did both sides. This came with a stand, and the stand is a piece of crap because it fell apart, and then I super glued it and it fell apart again. So I'm going to use a one of those stands from round 2 that came with my small Enterprise, and I'm going to use that. I got to drill this hole a little bit bigger for it to fit, but really happy with this. This is really neat. I did not light it. I might get another one and do that, but I haven't gone into lighting kits yet, although my next Viper build will be lit, so stay tuned for that. This is a joy and a pleasure to put together. I mean, it only took me, even watching TV, I took it out of the sprues, I trimmed back the rough edges, and then I just glued the halves together. The only thing I didn't do right away was disc gluing, but everything else I did, and that took me a very short time. So this is a really good practice for basically painting. There are some imperfections, and I can fake those out when I maybe put some black and make believe that those imperfections are laser blast explosions. These parts here, they didn't all line up perfectly for some reason, so I had to fill in with my sprue glue, fill in some voids, and it doesn't look too bad right now. So yeah, this would be neat to put in a corner if it was lit up, but still, I'm gonna get a stand, and it looks pretty neat right now. So that's it. Really cool older kit. Don't know if they're ever going to come out with a new one or a version of the new Cylon base ships. These were called Cylon Basestars, contrast to the new base ships. And that's it for now. Really, really nice practice on painting with the paintbrush, with an airbrush, I should say. So, alright guys, until next time.